Greetings and welcome. Happy New Year. Happy 2020. Thanks for joining us today at Numa Farms and Nursery in Plant City. You can see I'm here in front of the van. I painted this van actually in 2014, and it ties in with the entire history of this location and how I was able to settle here just a year ago. So on 4th of July, 2014, I was painting my van on Courtney Campbell Causeway. I just painted Numa. I had just painted Numa Nursery on the van just a couple days beforehand. And I was down here and I was just kind of painting these little Numa fish. And someone came up to me and said, "Hey, you have a nursery?" And I said, "Well, it's in my head." I was going to school at the time, USF, Master's in Architecture. I had moved to Tampa from Orlando, going to UCF for a couple years via Daytona Beach, where I went to Embry-Riddle for a couple years. So my journey to Tampa actually started back in 2005 when I left Palm Beach to go to college at Embry-Riddle in Daytona Beach. And then I spent a couple years there, decided not to become an aerospace engineer, and then went to UCF, was taking engineering courses at UCF. When I asked my family, "What do you think about this? What is this that I'm dreaming of and wanting to be?" And they said, "It kind of sounds like you want to be an architect." So I pursued the architecture courses there at UCF, graduated, and came to Tampa in 2012. And then by 2 years later, taking the architecture courses, I realized that I wanted to own my own business after school. Instead of going into the workforce, doing windows, doors, and stairs in a basement for 80 hours a week, minimum wage, I wanted to work with nature and be outside with nature and somehow incorporate my design career with my own business. And I knew that no matter whatever I was doing, it was going to be architecture because I am an architect at heart. So no matter what, I know that I was going to be designing and building something that I love. So that's when I decided to start a plant nursery in the middle of architecture school, full-time, and working 2 full-time jobs. The reason why I got this van was starting a vending machine business. I was taking my $10,000 a month student loans, and I was going on Craigslist and I was buying vending machines. And I bought this van, bought some vending machines. And so by 2014, when I was actually painting this van, wanting to start a plant nursery, I had already been running around collecting cash from my 30 vending machines that I had amassed over those 2 years, which was really cool. It gave me the freedom to be able to quit my other jobs, work for myself full-time. By 2014, I think I walked out of my last job. I think in 2014, it was about 2013, 2014, I walked out. That was the last time I ever worked for anybody else, starting my vending machine business with this van and then transitioning over to a plant business with the nursery. So here we are, I'm painting the van 2014, and someone comes up to me and they're like, "Hey, you have a nursery?" And I'm like, "Well, it's in my head. I'm going to school right now. I have a vending machine business, but I'd really love to get into growing plants and seeds." And I didn't know what plants I was going to do. And the couple that I met, they said, "Well, come on out to our place. We have a nursery." I ended up coming out here about two weeks later to a place not too far from here. The family was a young family. He's now my friend. They're now my friends. I lived with them for several years, apprenticing, learning how to grow this plant nursery. So the crazy story is I went out there and I left that day with a job. I was visiting them. I was just saying hi, and they heard my story. They needed some help. They're getting their nursery going. We just met on Courtney Campbell Causeway. They saw this thing here and they're like, "Wow, this guy seems really cool. Let's have him come out and see if he can help grow our business." And so they utilized my van, they utilized my personality to go out and get them more jobs. So like I would go on deliveries for them. I would stop into garden centers for them. I would try to sell their plants at other stores and locations, all while learning how to grow plants and seeds. And so I mostly just worked out of their location. It was not too far from here, down the street from here. But crazy story is that his dad, the dad that helped him get his business started, owned this property. And so when he didn't have work for me, the son didn't have work for me, his father had work for me and owned this place and had me come out here. 6 years ago, I was working out here on this location, potting up trees, 15 gallons, and I'll show you pretty much the whole 2.5 acre property. I just wanted to show you and start with how everything started and revolved around Numa, the van, the design, the desire to want to be seen, getting attention. I'm learning all these things, growing through business. And now here it is, 6-7 years later, and we have a 2.5 acre property and we're getting the farm going. And I wanted to come to you today with a tour. I wanted to show you a new 2021 tour. We've been here now for a year. It's been really beautiful. We love the space. I'm settled. Before moving here, I was homeless for 2 years. I was living out of my store in St. Petersburg for 2 years. It was a 13 by 30. Yes, Ariel was very nice and her mom was very nice to have me come by, take a shower once or twice a week, stay, get some food. But I had to get back to the store. I had to get back to work, and I would sleep in the store on the floor for almost 2 years just to get this business going. And now here we are. It's a beautiful story of how you just have to persevere. You have to do endless hours every single day, get back to all your customers. And I wanted to share my story about how we got here. And I wanted to give you a beautiful tour of the space. It's wonderful. We love it out here. Ariel just moved into the farmhouse, and we're going to be getting our farm, yoga, plant nursery, everything going here this year, 2021. So we're really happy to give you a tour. I'm Kendrick Henry, your local Moringa farmer. Now 7 years in, I'm the expert Moringa farmer here in the Tampa Bay area. And we started a Moringa growers co-op. I started planting Moringa trees on other people's properties about the same time that I started working here. So the owner was like doing Walters viburnum, Simpson stoppers, crepe myrtles, was doing a bunch of natives, some ornamentals, but mostly 15 gallons. So I would come in here and I'd pot up, and things were a lot different when I got here. I've been able to kind of rearrange things, take a look at the aerial view and get a better idea of the layout and the space with my design background. And I feel like where we're going to take it from here is going to really just blow this property up. We're trying to make at least, I want to make $1 million off this property. I got to figure out how to make $1 million on this property. But so far this year, we've made $100,000 on this property, which is great. And in the first year, I mean, that's amazing. Of course, it took the several years of getting the customers and acquiring the clientele and the businesses and the connections, and the 5 years of going to farmers markets. So that way, when everything shut down, all they had to do was make a call and they know where I was out here. So we've had customers coming out here supporting us, getting products, getting trees, which has helped us really fuel this nursery to get to this level. So I'm really excited to share with you the tour. Please like this video if you haven't yet. Subscribe to the Numa Nursery YouTube channel. Really love for you to subscribe. We got to 1,000 subscribers over the summer, which allowed us to monetize. We still have not seen any dollar bills yet from YouTube, because you have to have a minimum of like $100 ad revenue. And we've only been, with the subscribers, people are watching, but we've only been able to generate maybe $50, $60, $70 a month, which then YouTube doesn't show us that kind of the payout yet. So we have to, the payout rule is that you have to make over $100 in ad revenue in order actually to see the payout. So please subscribe. That way we know that you're watching, and it would really help us out. We're trying to monetize, 10 different revenue streams for the farm. One of which is monetizing on YouTube, one of which is monetizing our yoga platform, one of which is monetizing our plant platform, or plants and pots. Then also with the farm, we want to monetize the food that we generate from the trees and the food that we grow on the land. So there's 3 there. There's going to be a couple more that we're going to be bringing out here. We have one with the media company, Numa Media, which is going to be raising awareness and creating content, so that way it can generate revenue, not only for Numa Nursery, Numa Farms, and the co-op, but for the other businesses that we've got going on that are connected under the umbrella here. So yeah, I know that was a lot, but we're going to keep going. I really enjoy you guys. Really would love for you guys to just stay tuned. Let's go for a walk. Let's show you what we've done so far. Hey there. Before we go on the tour, I just wanted to say thanks again for joining us. Thanks for stopping by at Numa Farms and Nursery. And I have a special for you. If you haven't seen yet, at moringagrowerscoop.org, we have a really, really great deal right now. It's a $500 deal for only $1.99. It consists of a kilo of loose leaf, a kilo of powder, and also 1,000 capsules. So this is only 500 capsules, so you get 2 of these. This is a kilo of powder, and this is actually only 500 grams of loose leaf, so you get 2 of these. And this is a 1-year supply of your very fresh and local organic moringa that you can get right here, actually at moringagrowerscoop.org. If you go over there and purchase on the website there, it'll really help us out. We just got a board of directors and we're getting the co-op going, and that'd be really great. It's a $500 deal for only $1.99 for a limited time. Get your 1-year supply of moringa at the Moringa Growers Co-op. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the tour. First thing that we did was build a greenhouse, and we built it over here in this location here. You can see it's really nice. It's kind of catty corner to the farmhouse. I really love the position of it because of the entrance. So like when you're standing on the deck here, I can stand right here on the deck and we're looking straight down the line of the entrance of the greenhouse, which really just gives us a space here. I want to turn this into a meeting area, a herb garden, something that you can see that we're planting, kind of leaving this space open. But we're gonna be planting along the edge here, getting some hedges, and we go into the tropical greenhouse. Yeah, and we've got some greens sprouting on this side. This is kind of like our moringa side here, and this is our tropical side over here. And this is where our buddy Kevin with Real Sweet Farms keeps some of his products, keeps some of his trees. We're splitting the profit. So like we're growing it here. He brought it in here, he potted up, and then we're gonna try to help get it sold, and then we can kind of share in the proceeds. So Real Sweet Farms has got some of their trees here. We're gonna get some of his trees on the website. We got some Japoticabas, some Suriname cherries. I know he's got a lot of things, castor beans, or really tropical things like mangoes, loquats. I don't even know a lot of these. Of course, there's star fruits, really interesting tropical plants that are high ticket items that you can grow here in greenhouses and things like that. So then on this side, we can see we just have the moringas, and they're sprouting. We have them in here. Yasmin helps us out. We've got helpers that come in between 10 and 2 to volunteer, and also got a few hours, working hours for people. And getting all of it's wintertime right now, so it took almost 3 weeks for all of these to sprout. You can see here, this is the greenhouse, real simple. We've got some pallets on some blocks. We've got some spray nozzles up here with the drip line, and it connects to the under the ground here. It connects to the well. And Kevin helped us hook this up. We've got some filters here. That pops off and you can filter that out. This pops off like this. Gets the calcium out of the water. Make sure the flow is good. Do that a couple times. You can see that just makes sure that there's no chunks in the water line, which keeps the particulates off the sprinkler. And we've got some aloes. This is one of our next big crops that we're going to be growing full time is aloe veras. I love aloe veras in every single way. Was thinking of a easy grow but very super beneficial plant, possibly for generating extra revenue. And aloe seems to be a really good one for us that you can not only eat, you can harvest the gel inside for smoothies, but also the maintenance, the care, the grow. It makes pups. Like, look, these are just, I put these in a pot last year we had 6, now we've got 16 or 60, it just multiplies. And we started doing some spearmint. Since we put spearmint in our teas, we're going to start sourcing everything from our farm here. So we're growing everything out. Keep our pots over here really organized. This is kind of like the back edge in the back corner of the farm. It's 2.5 acres. So I would just have a small little farmhouse right now, double wide trailer, little greenhouse. And then this back area, you can see we've got some soil dropped off. This is peat moss. We had this dropped off a couple months ago, and it's really great. But what we're finding is that, and I'm even learning about the pH of soil, and peat moss is really acidic, but Moringa loves it alkaline. So a lot of our Moringa trees right now, we have to adjust the pH. We got to throw some more worm castings in there. Plus it's wintertime, so things are not popping up right now, but we have some seedlings that we did put in some 1-gallon pots. Some of them died back just because of the cold weather. We had like a really cold spurt the last couple days, last couple weeks. Actually, all of December was pretty chilly. So a lot of these greens just died back, but some of them made it. And I'm not too concerned actually, because I feel like they're gonna come back. Let's see if we look in here, let's see if we might be able to find a tuber. I'm not sure if she is in there. There she is, look at that. So the tuber is in there. The root tuber is in there. And I'm just having faith right now that just by sticking that tuber in there, and we get some nitrogen, get some, something to raise the pH, some lime, raise the pH up a little bit. We can adjust the soil in these pots as long as we keep the tubers. So all of these pots have trees in them. They just have to kind of come back. And we put this ground cover down. There was already ground cover down here. This is 10-year-old ground cover. You can see this is all ground cover. So I worked out here. I worked out here 6 years ago. This was all 15-gallon Walters by Vernum sips and stoppers. The first thing I did, because this was all pots. This was all pots. It's abandoned. This property was abandoned for 2 years. The guy that I worked for, my friend's dad, he ended up having a stroke out here, a heat stroke. And so he wanted to retire anyways. He had already been in the plant business for 40 years. And funny story, they actually said that I was going to own this place when I worked here 5 years ago. They're like, because I'm a worker, I'm a worker. I'm potting up. And they're like, dang, Kendrick, you're going to end up owning this place one day. Sure enough, we are. And that's how you have to just... to get ahead, you have to be a worker. You have to show that you're willing to put in that time, that sacrifice. So now here we are. We have the freedom to do what we want. And I've been really contemplating what to do with this backspace. I just wanted to get some ground cover down, get it nice and clean. But I'm thinking some raised up pergola covered space, because in the summer, the trick is it rains too much for the trees. Especially in pots and young seedlings, it's raining too much. They're getting pounded, and then it gets too fungal and it gets too wet and they stay too wet. So we do have to have some coverage. Then in the wintertime, it gets too cold. The frost comes down and then it gets too cold. So we have to have a cover for them. So it needs to be like a clear corrugated rooftop. I think it's going to be probably just a grid of 10 by 10 by 10 4x4s. I'm just going to put a grid every 10 feet. I'm going to put a grid of 4x4 posts, and then I'm going to put a corrugated roof over top of that, clear corrugated roof over top of that. And that's going to be a walk-in covered greenhouse area that we can just kind of keep our 1 gallons, keep our seedlings. Because right now, we're just keeping our seedlings right over here, which has been okay. Whenever the frost comes by, we'll put them in the greenhouse. But these are our little babies right now. We got them in cones. Got a couple thousand of them right here. We keep them in tall pots too. We're trying to get a bunch of them going. It's just because of the season that we're having to just be patient. You know, sometimes they get a little fungus, so we pop the tops off. Let's see here if I can show you. Let's see here. Might not be able to really show you here, but if I just pop that top off like that, they'll we'll repot them in a larger pot and they'll come back. But we're just popping any of the tops off that end up having yellowing leaves. It looks like there's a fungus on there. Sometimes we can spray hydrogen peroxide, and that helps reduce fungal activity. It's really wet out here. It's a marsh, you know, this is a swamp. So we're out here in the swamp, just kind of trying to grow these really sensitive moringa trees when they're little, and we're having to learn, you know, how to create proper conditions for them so that way they grow healthy. And so we're shipping these out. All the ones that do not get fungus on them, we ship them out. And the ones that we're having to pot back, we just kind of pot them up in a bigger pot, and we get them out in the field. So like, this is pretty much the nursery right now. It's just a couple tables. We've been kind of cultivating some lemongrass, some agave that we had from last year. Even 4 years ago, I even got some agave from my buddy here, and I've been just pumping them out and selling. You know, I'll sell maybe $500 worth of agave every year just from the babies that pop out. We'll you know, put out 500 or 200 trees or 300 agaves, and then keep the pups every year. They grow up and we sell. So it's a couple $100 a year that you can just grow just from having something in your backyard. All the pineapples that we kind of ate this year are now repotted. We put them in bigger pots. We took the tops off. So we took the tops off and put them in a pot. Now we're going to figure out where to put them out around the property. Some chaya cuttings. We've got some chaya cuttings that are now resprouting that we can put along the property. That'll help create more soil, biodynamic accumulation of minerals. Also a heavy pollinator. These are great plants to have in your food forest. And so we're going to be growing some of those, not only on the ground, but also in pots for people. Of course, the aloes, and even some here, which we need to get repotted up. They got hit with the cold. These are warm-loving tulsi. Yeah, these are our tulsi herbs. I actually got those seeds in Cambodia when I was staying in Cambodia. I was wolfing in Cambodia, learning how to grow moringa trees on a moringa farm, and got those seeds in Cambodia. So yeah, just kind of giving you a tour. Clean this whole space out. This whole space right here that you're seeing is all ground cover. You can see this is all ground cover. This was a full 2.5 acre functioning nursery with thousands and thousands of plants on it. That's when I realized, when I was working here, holy crap, you can make a $20,000 day just by having a truck come down the road here and then pick up a couple hundred trees or a couple hundred plants. And this is what the owner was growing in, actually, when I got here, are these 15-gallon pots. So all of these 15-gallon pots that you see were already on the property. This is what the whole property looked like when we moved in. Like this. It's got abandoned Walters viburnum. I think this one's a Simpson stopper. Yeah, I think this one's a Simpson stopper. Really good native flowering. This has just got a oak tree growing out of it. So yeah, so that's what we've been doing this whole time, is just getting the property clear enough to where we can utilize it. And we still have back to that pole there of property, which will probably turn this little back corner area into like our private little maybe tiny home community or something. We can have some privacy back here. But we're still cleaning this place out. And you can see that we just now, because of wintertime, got our moringa trees cut back, got them in brand new pots, big new soil, because this tree was in like a 3-gallon pot or a 7-gallon pot. And this is pretty much what we're going to be offering mostly as a plant nursery. And this is what we're getting to. This is this is the main purpose of getting to this property. Everything that we're trying to do is get to this point right here. I want this whole property to pretty much be moringa trees in 15 gallons. You can see we're going to do some bonsai. This one here is spiraling up. Get some really good ideas. We got all the trees cut back. I really love these like short little bushies bonsai moringa trees that we're growing. All of these are about 2-year-old trees here. When they get all bushed out in a couple months here, they're gonna be worth $100 a piece. And so that's our ultimate goal. And we'll be able to do wholesale deals if you want to get like 50 of these 15 gallons and put them on your property so you can start growing your food forest. We have them on as wholesale as well. And we still got to get these potted up. These trees here, these were all planted, but the peat moss is just too acidic. I'm learning about different soil types and what the moringa can do. Doesn't even look like any of these really survived. I don't see any root tubers in here. Might be a couple, but they've all pretty much just disintegrated after the winter time and just gotten eaten up. I've been growing moringa trees for about 5-6 years, but I always test. I gotta see, and I'm learning as a business what you can and cannot do. I mean, there's no trees pretty much in these. They didn't make it. And that's why our mission is to constantly be potting up and learning what soils to use. That's why here, I'll go back to show you real quick what kind of soil we're using now. We have this really good mix that we're mixing right now. We got our well. This is our well back here. Really nice, cleaned out area. Really loving to work in the space, get an idea of how this place operates. So I'm learning operations, but this is our base. It's like a compost and topsoil mix. It's got some sand in it. It's got some chunks in it. And then we mix it in with some peat moss. We'll take some peat moss and we'll mix it in. Then we take some wood chips. This is for the larger pots. And so we'll take some wood chips and we'll mix that in. Then we add some azomite rock dust, some worm castings. Yes. This is going to be our yoga deck. It's going to be our beautiful yoga deck here. I've already got it laid out. Ariel really loves teaching yoga. This is going to be a 29 by 29 square yoga deck. And this is where we'll be able to teach classes and have people come out. It's real quiet. And we've got another like 2.5 acres back there. The neighbors actually have a nice open pasture back there. Let's speak about pasture. Let's go this way. There's a 100-acre pasture just right there. And so this will be nursery. This what you see right here. This will all be the nursery. This pile that you're seeing right here is literally just the pile of pots, empty pots that I piled up, soil and everything that I just piled up here. Yeah, it's literally just soil under there. So there's a lot of work to do with that and get that kind of suppressed. Might even cover that with a tarp and keep working that area. And now we get into the farm. So I'm using this tree as symbolic separator between the nursery and the farm. So now we're starting the farm. And we've been getting mulch dropped off here for the past year. Just loads and loads and loads of mulch. Let's go ahead and show you how much we've been raising the soil up here. I mean, I'm walking on a bed of mulch. And this is pretty much, it's still ground cover. You can see there's ground cover here, but we lifted the ground cover up and now we have mulch. And so this is just bare, sandy Florida soil that hasn't been touched in years. No sprays or anything. And we're building it up. You can see how much we're just building this up to where when we come over here, literally we're like walking on 1 foot to 2 feet above the ground level here. Nice. This is what we're doing. We're just kind of leveling this out every day. We come out here and we just try to level this out. So that way we can start planting our moringa sticks. And so we've got these here. We're going to get these upright, because we want them to sprout. We're going to get them in the ground. They're going to start sprouting. I wonder if they're already starting to sprout. Yeah, I got to get them in the ground. It's been cold. But the ones that we already put in the ground a couple months ago, oh, this one fell over. Already starting to sprout. You can see the difference in the leaves. I'm seeing the difference in these leaves. These ones versus these ones, I don't know. It looks like they're coming back out as Aloe Veras. PKM1, this one really thinned out over the last couple weeks, just because of all the cold weather that we had. And this is the start of kind of like our farm here. You can see we just have a little farmhouse, a little shed. It's a really beautiful space here. Kind of dug this dish that way we could raise the soil up. We're starting to raise this whole property up to protect it from excess rains and runoff. So that way the soil doesn't get depleted. Oh, look at our babies. So when we come back here, got our beehives. Oh, nice. Let's see. Wonderful. Kind of quiet right now. They're coming in and out. Love hanging with them. I got to come out here, check up on the water, make sure they have plenty of water. We had a little sugar in there, so that way they can help build out the wax. I'm a little concerned that one at the top there looks like it kind of got like stuffed up. Maybe it's clogged or something. But really beautiful. This is the northeast corner of the 2.5 acres, and you can see that we're getting the level raised up. Excited for 2021. We're gonna get this place even cleaned out even more. We've already done a lot of work, so we're gonna come around here. Oh, nice. So these trees that we planted last October, they're solid now. Oh yeah. Maybe turn this one. Get this kind of straightened out. Maybe get this one a little straightened out. Just kind of keep them straightened. Nice. I'll probably dig a little ditch here so that way water can flow along the edge here. I'll get all these trimmed back now. Oh, look, we got a drumstick already on some of them. Nice, our first drumstick at Numa Farms. Awesome. These were just cuttings. Some of them had roots on them. We saved some of these trees from other locations. This growth right here. So this piece right here is 1 year. This whole thing that came out. So we got about 30 of them here. They're really dormant now. It's officially winter. I'm gonna go ahead and just get these all cut back. Nice, this baby. I love this right here. I'll probably get this piece cut back and just kind of keep forming these pieces out. Awesome. This little baby came back with a bunch of sticks on it. This little baby came back. Awesome. Get that planted up. Stand up straight. Wow, so yeah, these are all doing really, really good. I'm excited to get this farm going. You can see we've got a huge pasture over there. That's Sims Crane and Rental the owners of Sims Crane and Rental. We built a little berm there so they didn't have to see us. A legal berm in a wetland area. It's one reason why our property continues to flood, is because that berm that they built right there prevents the water from flowing back out into the pasture. Little things like that we have to kind of mitigate on our end, raise the soil up, create ditches around the edge, flow the water, slow it, stop it, sink it, so that way we can maintain the fertile water. Wow, so I got to get back here. I got to get this all kind of trimmed back, so that way these trees don't get overcrowded with weeds. The grass can kind of rob them of nutrients. This is resprouting from the base down here. Wow, cool. So these are all going. This is going to be great. Solid 30 trees down this whole row. Oh my gosh, I think it goes even further. We got some here. Does this go all the way down here? Like, I guess there was a piece here. There's a tree here. Yep, this one's still alive. This one maybe still alive. This one here. One here. Yeah, this one's still alive. And this one all the way at the end, still alive. Wow. So we've got about 30 trees, 30, 40 trees in a row back here that are going to start popping off this year. And just got to get this all cut back. This is going to be mostly our nursery spot over here. And this is going to be our farm over here. So we have about a half-acre farm, about a half-acre nursery, and about 1.5 acres worth of greenhouses, really small plants and pots. And then we have a little food forest in the front. So let's go over here. Let's take a little tour. On the front, you can see how much we're raising up the soil here. So, oh, look, Yasmin's here. Beautiful Monday. Now we're gonna get things going. Wonderful. I'll show you. I'll close it out. I'll give you a little tour of the front yard real quick, and then we're gonna get the day started. Happy Moringa Moon Day. Please like this video if you haven't yet. Subscribe to Numa Nursery's YouTube channel. Check out the Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel. Also, we're doing some really great things there. And it's coming to the end of the season for the turmerics. And this was our turmeric bed. First time growing turmerics. And all of these, here, I'll even pull this one out for us. Let's see. Oh, this is a big turmeric. Oh, already got a piece right there. Oh, this one's a green one. Or a blue one. Let's see. Wow. So this is our first time growing turmeric. I mean, there's a bunch in here. Oh, wonderful. Look at that. Turmeric. Let's see how green that is. Look at that. Whoa. Awesome. So I'll get that out today, and we're raising this up. This is what I really wanted to show you too, is that this was a weird zone. It's got the trees. It was really low. This whole entire area here was flooded out over the summer. So while we were getting loads dropped off of mulch, I realized, you know what? I really want the front to be a food forest. And so that's the property line right there. This was all underwater. This is our neighbor's property, and this was all underwater all summer long. And so what we did was we brought some mulch and we lifted it up about 2 feet. We're going to continue lifting this up and make sure that this is raised up by putting a hard edge of maybe logs, maybe even extend and continue the bamboo line all the way down this edge here. So we can hold in the moisture, kind of prevent the flooding from coming in to this part of the property. Hey, Yasmin, just giving a quick tour. I'm almost done, just kind of showing people the food forest. So this is kind of where we're starting to lay out our raised beds here. You can see this is the start of a raised bed. This is the start of a raised bed. And we've already kind of started using the sticks and stems and branches that we harvest from other locations, the Moringa. And we're taking the Moringa sticks and we're putting them in here. And this is going to be the start of our food forest in the front. So in April, May, we planted these bananas, this little beautiful banana circle here. And they got kind of hit with the cold, you know, but we're gonna leave them like that. We're gonna let them protect in case, you know, because it's still January. We still might get a frost in February, even early March. We're just gonna let them do their thing. They're gonna brown out, but look, they're already starting to come out with fresh green ones even this week. They already came out with some new green ones. So they might look like this for a little while, but I'm hoping we can get some bananas from here soon. Extend this out to extend the front part of the food forest. You can see here this is going to be like our little walkway, and then we'll have all kinds of plants in pot or in the ground here to kind of form like an edge, protect the deck, and then we'll have our rows of moringa trees here, chaya, hibiscus. We'll put, you know, sweet almonds. What do we have in here right now? Some spinach. These were just things that we just found, have cuttings, everything. How to start a nursery for free is pretty much in here. How to start a food forest for free, how to start a farm for free. Everything that we're doing is years and years worth of learning how to build the soil through permaculture courses. I took Kareen's permaculture course with Grow Permaculture in 2015, 2016. And it's then taught me how to just live more sustainably and how to use nature to grow and build the business and build food and grow food. So thanks for joining us out here at Numa Farms. You can see we're just getting things going. This is where John Kohler was when he first took his video last October of 2019. When we first moved in here, I was at the farmer's market that same week that we moved in. And John Kohler came to the farmer's market and was like, hey, I heard about you, would love to come by and see your place. But we had just moved in. And I said, yeah, come on by. We didn't have anything. We literally still had things in boxes. And he came in and talked to us about the moringa tree and had a really great video, which then he posted in March of 2020, which then launched our social media and pretty much our whole business. And we've been able to maintain those levels of sales and content and interviews and podcasts since that time. So thanks, John Kohler, for coming out here and helping us get our farm and nursery launched. And thank you everyone for supporting us, purchasing products, Moringa products, trees. Everything that you do helps us, keeps us going, keeps us motivated, allows us to do yoga and have people come out here and also experience the nature. And I really appreciate you for joining us. Much love. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Come out if you'd like to any day between 10 and 2 o'clock, Monday through Sunday. We're here. Give us a ring. Make an appointment first to make sure that I'm here or somebody's here that can show you around if you want a tour or if you want to get a few things, pick up a few things. Not a problem at all. My number is 813-690-6516. You can even text me at 813-567-3100. Shoot me a text and send me an email if you need to. Tell us about your project. Tell us about your farm that you need help growing. Get started. We're going to be helping more people get their properties going. Design. If you need some help with design, I'm an architect. I'd love to help. And thanks for watching. Really appreciate you guys. Much love, and we'll talk soon. Peace. Have a great day and Happy New Year.